Gives a shit. Okay, welcome to Movies Alone.
Together.
We just saw, it's Mark.
And I'm Steve.
I'm Craig.
Yeah, there we go. And we just saw Thor Ragnorok. And
I knew it. I knew that's what you were going to call it.
Why would I call this its actual name?
I don't know.
He's been waiting all movie to say this.
Ragnarok was barely even part of the film. Okay.
Yeah, it really was just kind of a bookend.
It was really just a set piece. They're like, how do we solve problem? And then they looked at the movie title and they're like, oh yeah.
Oh.
So fucking, there was a lot wrong with this movie, but before I get into anything, I want to complain about the audience.
Go for it.
There were these two fat bitches in front of me. And I don't mean, this isn't body shaming and this isn't sexist. I'm just upset. Fucking, they were the quintessential fucking Marvel fan that I hate the most. Like when the Hulk was like being pouty like a kid and stuff, they're like, oh, and they're like poking their one of their husbands, and then like they laughed at every joke and they like leaned in on each other and they're like, oh my god. I'm like, and like when Thor had his shirt off, they were like holding each other's hands. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, yeah, I get like that for a Beta Ray Bill reference, but that's because that's a deep cut reference that me and a couple other people noticed and gave a shit about. Not just fucking for the 80 millionth time we saw Chris Hemsworth with his shirt off. Also, you're there with your husband, you stupid fat dyke. If you're gonna get all wet for him, you can at least wait till he leaves the room. Anyway, fucking literally every moment they ruined that. I mean, the film wasn't necessarily good, but like fucking like every second, like something was shit, they made it infinitely worse. Like, it was like, oh man, like there's a poop joke and they're like, oh no he didn't. I'm like, did you say oh no he didn't in a fucking movie theater in 2017? You stupid bitch. Okay.
I've heard horror stories about Edison moviegoers and
Batman
Indeed.
Just like the
their awings were so loud I wanted to rip their throats out.
Like it was such a detriment to the movie. Like maybe some jokes like that didn't land on me might have had a better chance if I wasn't in a movie theater with people laughing like in anticipation of a joke.
Yeah, like there were like 3 actual good jokes in this movie. That I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
And they were all from Loki. And they were all in succession.
Yeah, well,
when Loki first sees Hulk, that's fucking funny.
Because
he's like, I need to leave.
Not I need to leave. I need to get off this planet.
Yeah, that's funny. Then like when Thor's like, hey man, look, Loki, it's Hulk, and he's just like, that's funny. And then following the rules of 3, Thor gets grabbed and starts getting slammed like Loki in the first movie, and I didn't like that.
Marco almost died.
I was like,
he looked down at the ground.
I crossed my arms and was like, fuck this. And then Loki went, yeah, you fucking like it? How do you like it, you son of a bitch? I'm like, that's fucking funny.
So you're right. Those are hilarious. The thing that got me was when Thor was going through the tunnel, and they played the music from the Willy Wonka tunnel.
Pure imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that got you, and I was just like, whatever, Steve.
It's just such a weird thing.
Why would the Grandmaster have that music? I'm sorry, it takes me completely out of the movie. Like, playing some fucking classic rock because it mentions Valhalla in it, that's fine, because I know there's not actually a band playing that there. But to put Thor on a fucking, like Small World After All ride and play the Willy Wonka music, I'm just like, fuck yeah, I know I'm watching a movie. Could you let me just believe in the world for a second?
And maybe it's like a Futurama thing where the radio waves finally got to the planet. They're gonna miss.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was like, yo, did you see this shit called Willy Wonka?
I know it's not funny. It's bad, but I loved it. It tickled me.
That's fair. So, booking-wise, this movie was all over the place, because I was upset at the beginning, because the movie literally opens with Thor's just like, hey guys, this is what I've been doing, while the other movies happen. We're like, that's not clumsy exposition. Stop, Thor, stop.
Yeah.
And And then he's like, I'm gonna fight Surtur. I'm like, oh, you mean one of the biggest, strongest dudes of Norse mythology? He's like, I'm gonna take him out in one punch. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. And we couldn't get celebrity for him. We just got Mr. Krabs to do his voice. Okay, no, that's.
Hey, he was in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, he was. And the whole time when I was looking at Surtur, I'm like, if you took the eyebrows off, this is a better Dormammu than the one we got from Doctor Strange. Also, useless fucking cameo. Literally, like I knew Doctor Strange was in this, and I wasn't expecting him to fucking play a huge role. But literally, to just show up and be like, hey guys. You need
Go
to,
here.
You need to
Here's
find
the portal.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Okay, bye. I'm just like, what?
I know exactly what to do.
That man was probably paid more than I'll ever make in my life to show up for a scene and actually wear yellow gloves. Like,
Probably.
ugh.
I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet.
It's fun. I actually like Doctor Strange.
So from what I got from this movie, I don't like him.
This is maybe not the best representation.
I mean, he was definitely goofier than he was in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
In Doctor Strange, I like Benedict Cumberbatch because he's ultimately serious most of the time. He's just like, no, fuck magic. Like, seriously, someone just treat this moment seriously. And they're like, your cape's alive. But we're not here to talk about Doctor Strange.
No.
We're here to talk about Thor.
No, we did that in Guardians
I know.
already.
So fucking... Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, I ultimately liked this movie. Like, I know that, like, when I left Guardians 2, my initial reaction was kind of positive, but, like, the more I reflected on it, the more I hate that film. Like, I fucking hate it. Like, second only to Iron Man 3 do I hate that film in terms of Marvel movies. I went in expecting that level of shit, and it was just, like, it was better than Thor 2.
Yeah.
And it was debatably better than Thor 1.
I think it was better than Thor 2 and Thor 1, but those weren't very high bars.
Oh, my God.
I think I liked the first Thor a little bit more.
Me too, because Thor was more of a... He actually felt... Like, Thor was way too quippy in this.
He was...
He was such a goof.
The fish out of water stuff with Thor can be fun. It can be.
But in this, he wasn't a fish out of water. He was just like,
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, I'm Thor.
Yeah.
Joke, don't touch my hair.
But I don't know, it felt like they were trying to capture that fish out of water thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
This movie had the opposite problem I have with DC movies, where DC movies are all serious all the time, and this was like the opposite end of that spectrum.
Well,
like, it was just too much. It didn't capture like the right balance.
No, like, here's the thing. Fucking, because they were like, hey guys, everyone wanted to see a World War Hulk movie. So, Planet Hulk movie, so we're going to put elements of that in there. I'm like, oh, cool. And they're like, and we made it a comedy. And I was like, oh, no. Like, when I saw reviews coming out for this movie, and they're like, a real romp, like, funniest Marvel movie yet. I'm like, these aren't the things I want to see from a review. Like, oh, my God. Like, because, like, you're seeing his fucking warband or whatever from Sakaar, and I'm like, oh, this isn't Sakaar, because... Other than the name and two characters from Planet Hulk, like, it's just Jeff Goldblum doing Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Like, and that was lame as shit. Like, they should have just been like, hey, it's my planet, and then thrown in two guys from Planet Hulk and put Hulk in the gladiator armor. Like, the fact that they named the planet Sakaar, I was just like, fuck you, now I'm never gonna get Planet Hulk, you piece of shit. And, like, Valkyrie was utterly useless.
Yeah, I mean...
Her character started out shit, and then it got fine because they're like, oh, look, she's an alcoholic goofster. And then she's like, hey, I am a fuck buddy with Hulk. And then she was like, hey, dude, I want to get revenge for real Valkyrie dying. I liked that during the cutscene to her past, and they had a blonde...
The cutscene?
Yeah, it wasn't a fucking movie, it was a video game cutscene. And they showed, like comic books Valkyrie taking a hit for her, and I was like, okay.
It's one of those things where, you could take her out of the movie, and it wouldn't affect much.
Yeah.
You just, instead of she captures Thor just...
Gets captured.
Gets
like those
captured.
guys who caught him in the net, instead of trying to eat him, they just brought him the Grandmaster. Executioner, huge waste. Dude looked like he walked right out of the comic book pages. They didn't capture his character at all. He died in the movie, so it's not like they even set up for anything. Okay, You know how much this broke my heart? Because we have Zemo alive and we have Abomination alive.
Yeah.
And I kept wanting them to do Masters of Evil and Executioners on the Masters of Evil. And not only did they give this motherfucker a face turn in the movie where he had a heel turn, but then he dies. I'm just like, Marvel, stop killing villains.
But
It's all right. We'll get a Judge Dredd 2 now.
But he at least went out like a champ. Dual wielding assault rifles, telling everybody, look at the size of my dick.
I wanted him to do everybody look at the size of my dick, and then just like a girl wearing green with blonde hair, you don't even have to say it's the Enchantress, just be like, wow, Scourge, you're so cool. And he's like, yeah!
And you never know. Maybe Thor 4 will be Enchantress, and she's like, that guy was pretty cool. Snap, poof, he's alive again.
I also really was kind of hoping that Scourge's whole motivation for working for Hela was that he had a huge boner. Because that's super executioner thing to do. Is just be like, but she's so pretty and she likes me. And they're like, Scourge, you're working with an actual Nazi on this villain team. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm from Asgard.
I don't even know what was his motivation? Just to stay alive?
Yeah.
Like, it was so lame.
It was so lame. Like, he was just in the movie, so they'd be like, listen, it is a Thor movie. Trust us. Look, that guy's from Thor. You read a comic, right?
Apparently, the people who wrote
This movie?
Yeah, only write comic book stuff. Like, they only write the Thor movies. They only write, like, cartoons.
Then you think they could do their fucking homework and learn how to write a character.
So they probably, like, let's throw in everything.
Here's the thing that they threw in everything in the kitchen sink, basically. Here's the thing that I loved in terms of characters dying. All 3 Warriors 3 died.
Yes!
Oh my god, when Fandral and Volstagg were there and they didn't even get a line, he's like, fucking job, jobber,
Yeah.
jobber. I was like, oh, I was so hard. and then Hogan was like, my character demanded the more screen time I do. And she's like, okay, fine, I'll have a fight and wipe out the entire army in a single fight. And he's like, please don't kill me. And then she killed him so good, the theater was dead quiet, and I'm just like, ah! I literally squealed because she's so cool. They did such a good job with Hela.
And
she was amazing.
But her origin, she's supposed to be Loki's daughter, but that would have been weird because they're clearly not doing the gods have been around forever thing, or if they are, not well.
Yeah.
So like they're like, oh, she's your sister, your long lost sister. I'm like, that's like this. That's what they gave the origin to Angela in Marvel. Like, she was Thor's long-lost sister thing, and she becomes Hel at one point. So I was like, why didn't you just make this Angela? Because he would have had to give Rob Liefeld money? Is that it? Because I understand I wanted to give him money.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It does. I would like to see. I really wish the post-credit scene was Heimdall walking up to Thor when he's all like, yes, no, I've won the day, I'm king of Asgard, and I don't have my hammer anymore, but my dick's big now. And Heimdall's just like, yeah, your best friends are dead.
He's like, where are my friends?
Yeah, he's like, where's Fandral, Volstagg, and Hogan? Truly the Warriors 3 did not fall. And he's like, oh. Also, no Lady Sif, so I'm just gonna assume that she's all right.
Yeah,
I want to believe she's okay.
She was busy guest spotting in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She was busy.
Oh, that's who.
She was busy hanging out with fucking Beta Ray Bill. He's like, you think I could be in the movie? She's like, nah, I'm not gonna be in the movie, so you don't have to be in. He's like, okay, yeah. I better be on the Space Mount Rushmore though. And then worst joke in the film, which deserves acknowledgement. Early in the movie, fucking Execution is trying to show off to girls, which, whatever, fine, he'd do that.
Sure, I got it.
And he's like, look at all these things I got from different dimensions. And then, like, he's, like, showing off guns and stuff. I'm like, hey, whatever, he loves weapons, he's a fucking hardo. And then it just shows him pumping a shake weight. And I'm just like, fuck you, movie. Like, first off, Robert Downey Jr. made it. I know I said this outside, but I feel like it's worth re-saying. Robert Downey Jr. made a shake weight joke in a previous Marvel movie. And it was dated then.
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, this might have been a script written like a decade ago.
I
or
totally
something.
was. Like,
And-
aspects of it were.
And they just picked it up now. Like, they're like, okay, but this is a good script. We'll schedule this for 2017.
And then Iron Man 3 happened, and they had to keep pushing it back. And they're like, oh, Guardians was popular. Gotta get Guardians 2 out. And they're like, oh, shit, Thor. And no one decided to read. And they're like, yeah, kids still think jerking off's funny, right? But keep the shake weight joke in.
There were a lot of jerking off jokes.
Also,
Yeah.
the devil's anus, really? We're
Yeah.
resorting to that kind of humor. So they gotta go in a wormhole at one point, and they're like, that's called the devil's anus. And he's like, okay, guys, put me in the anus. I'm like, oh my god, it's third grade humor in my Marvel movie. Great.
There's a lot of it. There's just so much. Like, I can't remember the majority of it because there's so much just bad
But like, here's
humor
the,
that
here's the
just
thing.
falls flat.
Here's the thing, like, I would say that this is probably a worse movie than Guardians 2, and the humor's definitely worse. But Guardians 1 was like my high school sweetheart, and then she came back from college and she was a bitch. And like, this movie was that like fucking gross ugly girl from grammar school, and like she went to high school and she was even uglier. That's Thor 2. And then like she came back from college and she was like still ugly, but like, you know, good for you. You're not as bad as you were, you know? So, like, I wasn't expecting much, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
It was sort of disappointing for me. I am a fan of the director. And it, like, you can see some of his, like, wit and stuff coming through in certain parts. And then other stuff, you're just like, he's never made a joke like this. I've never seen anything like this. It's
like, oh, guys, Hulk's penis.
It's
Oh, yeah, Hulk's penis.
so,
Now, granted, everyone and their dog has often thought about, does Hulk's penis grow? So it was just a matter of time. But, like, fucking, like, and also there's two bitches in front of me laughed so hard, and they're the only ones laughing when Hulk's butt was visible for like half a second. They're like, ha ha ha, Hulk butt. I'm like,
when he got up, and I was like, oh god, we're gonna see his butt.
yeah, I was like,
There's
see,
gonna be some kind
I
of
was gonna,
butt joke.
I was gonna say the Thor's gonna be like, it's like two watermelons squashed together or something. Don't smile at that, Steve. That was not funny.
It was a good Thor voice.
It was. And fucking, honestly, the best, like fucking, I loved the end of Thor 2 when it was like Loki's in charge of Asgard. I'm like, wow, what are they gonna do with this?
Nothing.
And then so many movies happened, and I went into this, I'm like, oh yeah, Loki's in charge of Asgard. What's happening? He's like, I just jerked off and ate grapes.
Yeah.
And I
What?
got Brad Pitt. Not Brad Pitt, I got Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Oh, that was that the
Cracked
joke?
everyone up.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that face and was like, ah, oh my god, oh.
I'm like,
I was-
and then like some people like didn't get him. They're like, it's Matt Damon. They're like, oh, and then you have like the secondary laughter. I'm like, guys, it's just an actor playing an actor in a movie. Like, it's not funny.
I didn't pick up on that was Matt Damon.
There was
I
Matt
was
Damon.
re-
I really
wanted to know what the
Sam
joke
Neill
was.
Thor's brother, Matt Hemsworth, played actor Thor. So
Okay.
that was kind of funny, I guess. But, like, not... That's funny, like, in the way where I'd look at the IMDb, I'd be like, oh, that's clever. Not like... Or like, oh, wow, that was Matt Damon. Not where I'm like, oh. Like, there was literally a part where, like, everyone laughed, and, like, I like, visibly like, fucking shut up.
I can feel Mark's pain whenever
Like-
people laughed at
Like,
things that shouldn't be funny.
oh my god, it's so dumb.
He's like trembling almost.
Like, fucking visceral rage, man. Like, if Hell wasn't so dope in this movie, and they surprised me with Fenrir, I was like, oh shit, my Norse mythology boner is going fucking through the roof. And that was great because, honestly, I don't want to see Hulk fight jobbers anymore, so to give him a big thing to fight was cool. Even though, so in all the past movies with Hulk, like, only spoke a little bit.
Yeah.
He'd be like, puny god, or like, Hulk fuck pussy, or like something like that.
I don't remember that one.
That was Age of Ultron.
Oh,
when he's
okay.
like, Natasha's womb doesn't work. Hulk
Yeah.
smash. You remember that timeless
I do.
romance?
I had to explain that earlier today to Phoebe.
But that
Like,
Natty's
why-
womb doesn't work?
No, why Hulk doesn't show up in Civil War.
Oh.
And I'm just like, well, because
He went to
Black
space.
Widow can't have children. I don't fucking
I
know.
hate that shit where Black Widow's like, I'm a monster too. I can't have children. I'm like, how does that make you a monster?
Well, we're not here to talk about.
I know, we're not here to complain about age of shit. But like, what was I saying? Something about, oh yeah. But Hulk talked so much in this movie, and the voice was horrible.
Not a
it
good
was
voice.
the worst Hulk voice I've heard. No, you know what? Superhero Squad show had a better Hulk voice than this movie.
Wow.
Because at least that's like me Hulk like vegetables. Like, that was like a kid's show. Whatever. This was like a serious movie, and it sounded like my dad doing a Hulk impression.
I didn't think. Who's the actor? That
Mark
plays
Ruffalo?
He was terrible in this. All throughout every scene.
His banner was all right because he was
Yeah.
like, oh jeez, oh no, my poopy diaper pants, where's my math? But then he was like, I'm cool. Hulk's not the only one that's cool. I'm like, Banner wouldn't be like that. He'd be like, fuck the Hulk. It's a cancer that's ruining my life. And that joke of Thor doing the Age of Ultron Natasha rhyme to calm him down overstayed its welcome way too fast.
Yeah, I liked it at first.
They used that joke like 6 times, and then
cut.
it cut, and then went back to the joke again.
And
Yeah.
it was like for a long time. Jesus, turn off your high beams.
I know, right? What a fucking clown.
Come on, we're trying to record
Edison.
audio in
Gosh.
here. Jeez.
Oh my god. And then like
I don't know. Like,
did anyone for a fucking second think that Loki wasn't gonna turn face? Like,
oh no, but I think that they did that okay.
I actually like how they did that, where like
Yeah.
Loki kind of just situationally became a good guy, and he's like, yeah, man, I'll fucking stay.
Yeah, why
Like,
not? Like, I
our
got
race is doomed.
I got nothing better to do.
And I liked how like they're like, okay, so Asgard's blowing up and the space stone's there, so let's have Loki just look at it sensually,
Yeah.
so we know that he has it.
And I love the fact that Thor is finally wise to Loki's bullshit.
Oh yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you goof me, I trust you. Like, what? We did this in 4 films already? And Loki's like, I also liked how Loki felt the need to defend his helmet. He's like, oh yeah, my helmet with the big swirly horns, it's so dope. And I'm like, it is dope, Loki. And I like they killed a guy with it.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like, the action was on point in this, honestly. Like, I thought the action was cool. They got rid of Mjolnir way too fast.
That
Well,
was
the
so
first like 25 minutes was really clunky.
Oh yeah, it was like, we're gonna fight Surtur, then we're gonna go here, then we're gonna meet Doctor Strange, then my dad died, and now
Yeah.
Hell's here. I'm like, whoa!
And I kind of, it bothered
What about
me.
Doctor Strange?
It bothered me that when they cut back to Thor's mental Odin dreams, Odin was just like, I'm going golfing today, guys.
Yeah, listen, they're like, Hannibal Lecter, you want to come in and wear the big golden Odin armor? He's like, no, that shit's uncomfortable, and I gotta go to the country club today. And they're like, okay, here, put on this eye patch and just say some dumb shit to Thor. He's like, what do I say? He's like, if Thor says you're strong, say no, you're stronger. I fucking literally did a jerk off hand motion. I was like, oh, good fucking job for using the oldest, gayest cliche. I'm sorry, I'm not homophobic. I'm just so fucking mad because it's like one of the oldest, fucking laziest cliches ever. It's like his dad, whose dad says no, you're strong. That fucking Asgard's been in your heart the whole time. The One Piece is friendship. Fuck you, movie. Are you sucking my dick? There's literal genocide of a people, and you can't be serious or not schmaltzy for a second. Surtur literally showed up just so he could end the movie.
Mark pointed to my heart when he did that rant, and I feel special now.
It is in your heart, Steve.
Steve, Asgard's in your heart.
Well,
so
I feel
please
bad.
get a heart attack
Yeah.
and die. So fucking Asgard can fucking rest in peace.
I surely hope that it's not in there. It's going to be hard for him to breathe all the cholesterol.
I swear to God. Now, granted, this was kind of being played up for like goofs and stuff in the trailers. I swear to God, if Black Panther's cracking wise and shit in Black Panther, I may quit. I may quit fun cinema. I may only go
He'll start
see.
cracking wise in Black Panther 3.
Yeah, Black Panther 3. He'll be like, "Did I do that?" And he has like Urkel glasses on.
Look what you did.
And then fucking Jaleel White will come in and be like, "That's my line," and he'll be like,
And then he'll do the dance from Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah, and then Will Smith will be like, Carlton! Carlton!
I've made a machine to make a cooler version of myself. Me to talk holla.
and then like before his death, Bill Cosby comes back for one more role. And he's like, "It's me, your great grandfather T'Challa." He's like, "Oh, the great respected Bill Cosby." Like Marvel's like, "What do you mean he's a rapist? We've been under a rock for years. We thought the shake weight was fun."
This was filmed a long time ago.
Yeah, like it's young Bill Cosby.
like Stan Lee cameos, like
They just have like a fucking archive of them. It's like just CGI the old man's face onto this. We have dialogue, like we have a recording of him saying every word in the English language. We could keep these going for years. The Stan Lee cameo is lame as shit. He's like, I'm old and I'm gonna give you a haircut. And he's like,
why my hands not steady?
Yeah. And then Thor's like,
Sort of
not
sad.
my hair. Oh no. And then cuts him like, whoa.
I
And
kinda
promise
liked it.
tomorrow. There's better Stan Lee cameos. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I would have preferred like if they cut to Stan Lee in the audience and he's like his face painted green. He's like, yeah, Hulk, kick his ass. Like, that would have been funnier. But no, we just have some weird cyborg barber who's like, I'm gonna shave Thor's dick. I'm
Fuck you,
Gilbert
Jack
Godfrey. Like, I hate that they're just name dropping it, like the fact that the Infinity Stones are a thing now. Like at the beginning of the movie when Thor's like, went searching for Infinity Stones, trademark Marvel. And I'm like, yeah, Thor, we know Infinity War is gonna happen.
Wait, when did they find out that's what they're called?
Infinity Stones?
I think as Guardians have always known.
As Guardians have always known, Guardians of the Galaxy are the only ones who really know besides Doctor Strange because fucking Baron Mordo was just like, you have a fucking Infinity Stone, no more magic. I'm an evil Doctor Strange because Marvel only picks villains that are just an evil version of the
That's
hero.
why I'm not looking forward to Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, so Mabuku's in it, which I'm glad he's not the main villain because Mabuku the Man-Ape's dumb as shit, but I'm glad he's in it. Fucking... And then they're like, oh, we have Warmonger. I'm like, sick. And then in the trailer, he's like, and I'm wearing cheetah armor. I'm like, no, you had just fucking make it a criminal. They don't have to have a big dumb fight. At least in this, we didn't have evil Thor. I guess we kind of had evil Thor. It was his evil sister.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Like, here's something that gave me hope in this movie. Not for this film. This film sucked. But fucking hope that Death is gonna show up in Infinity War because they didn't give Hel the power on her own to bring people back from the dead and shit. She used that magic fire and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because if she had the power to just bring people back from the dead, and then Death, the entity, showed up in Infinity War, people would be confused because people are dumb and they can't comprehend the multiple entities controlling the concept of death. So like, fucking. I really hope Death shows up in Infinity Wars.
I think she will.
Because if Thanos doesn't have a big purple boner for a skeleton with tits, I'm leaving. I'll get up and leave. And I'll say, AMC, give me the money back. And they're like, Mark, what was wrong? I'm like, no skeletons with tits. And they'll be like, I understand. You're a valued Stubbs reward member.
I feel like this has been our most disjointed review
Because
yet.
what's there to talk about in this movie?
It was
Immature humor, bad audience. Hulk and Thor are in the movie, I guess. Thor loses an eye, shoots lightning out of his hands, completely discrediting Mjolnir as important at all.
The CGI wasn't too great.
The CGI was eh. There were literal scenes where like fucking one of the actors was there clearly, but the others weren't, so they like
Yeah.
green screened them in. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was-
Two of the worst scenes after the credits I've ever seen. Because
Yes.
Thor was just like, everything's great. And then a really big ship showed up. It's like, okay, is that Thanos
Yeah.
is? I guess it is.
I
And then
fucking hate the Jeff Goldblum scene.
It's the
afterwards.
worst.
It was-
They make you wait the whole credits so Jeff Goldblum can come out of it and be like, hey guys, comic relief anybody?
And what the thing I've seen on the internet regarding this movie is people saying 10 out of 10 Goldblums. And I was expecting maybe they'll make a joke like, oh, on this planet the currency is Goldblums.
Yeah.
Where the fuck does the joke come from? The fact that that's the actor's name?
I guess.
And he's only in the movie for like a quarter of the time?
To be fair, he was like actually kind of funny when he was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
just
was-
like a
he-
goofus like dude who's like poke his dick with a stick. I'm like,
Why
yeah.
do you keep doing that voice?
Oh, it's the only voice I have today. I don't know why.
That's his Tony Stark voice, everyone.
Hey guys, it's me, Tony Stark. Hey guys, it's me, Loki.
I don't know. I was expecting.
It's me, Steve's mom. and then Tony Stark, Loki, and your mom show up, and they're like, "Oh wow, that's a great impression." I stole that from Family Guy. I should hang
It's
myself.
alright. It's okay. But we can talk about some of the good things. I think the Thor
Okay,
Hulk
you guys
fight.
start. You guys start with the good things, because I can't.
The Thor Hulk fight was actually pretty good.
Okay, yeah, it delivered.
Yeah.
Unlike the Hulkbuster fight, which was disappointing.
Ugh.
I thought that was okay.
It was
but
way too short.
Well,
And
yeah.
one-sided.
It was pretty much all in the trailers.
Yeah.
For that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
See, this we saw a couple of like big moments from the fight, but like.
But we didn't get the climax of the fight.
Yeah,
like,
and also I really liked like how like the crowd's like, yeah, Hulk, and then the second like John Cena starts to lose and they realize that someone else is on his power level, they're like, yeah, other guy. Like it was just a wrestling match, so I liked it.
I liked Hela.
Oh my fucking
Bit, like-
my antler wife.
Just amazing. Kate Blanchett. That's
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Lady
she was
Galadriel,
amazing
everybody.
in this.
She was
so good.
She had this fucking presence of I don't give a shit wherever she was, and they booked her so well because like she'd get like stabbed and stuff, and even like fucking Ultra Instinct Thor and like everyone teaming up and Hulk still couldn't hurt her, and they're like, fuck, I guess we just have to reset the universe because we can't win, and she's like, fucking cheaters, get back here.
Her fucking like
And
smirk
even-
every time something happened.
Oh my god, I
It was just-
swooned.
oh,
I
man.
swooned. Like whenever she put her hair back and it turned into the crown, I fucking nutted. And I was like, please, movie, I can't take it anymore. I'm like, don't worry, Mark.
They just kept doing it.
They're like, we're gonna cut over to the devil's anus. I'm like, ah. And then all the seed retracted into my body because it was.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
It was pretty loud. I don't know why.
Okay, this video's gone long enough. I feel like people will turn off at this point.
Yeah, so final thoughts. I thought it was okay.
It gets a D+.
It was better than the other Thor movies.
I do think it was better than The Dark World.
Maybe it's on par.
Yeah, thank God Natalie Portman and Naked Old Man and Kat Dennings weren't in this movie.
Oh my god, I forgot about her.
Yeah, could you imagine if Kat Dennings with her huge dumb tits showed up and was like, where's Meow Meow? Did it break? Fucking Kat Dennings.
Man,
Like, this felt like a Marvel movie, but not a Thor movie. You know what I mean?
It felt like
Yeah.
But
it
that's
felt
not
like-
a bad thing.
it felt like somebody trying to jump on like a Marvel.
You know what it feels like?
Style?
It feels like they tried to make Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
with Thor.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah, I really hope this. I mean, the critics love it, and a lot of people that I've seen talk about
Which
it love
is
it.
the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, when even you can admit that this was not a good movie.
Yeah,
And you're a big Marvel movie
I
fan.
do. But
So, like, that has to say something. Like, but then like, I'm like, they just don't make movies like this for me. They just don't. And that's fine.
but they can be really good. Spider-Man was great. Civil War is great.
Civil War is good.
So I liked.
They wasted Baron Zemo and I'll never get over
Oh
it.
yeah. I mean,
liked
again,
Ca-
it has
Captain
problems.
America 2 better than Civil War.
I
That's
love
understandable.
Captain America
The
2 is great.
Both the first two Captain Americas were
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Iron Man 1, great film.
Great movie. The first Avengers.
Oh, hold on. One last thing. There was a joke in this movie that pissed me off because it completely discredited the entire Hulk film in one moment. So the entire original like Hulk movie, Edward Norton and shit. At the end of the movie, he jumps out of a plane and he finally learns to just activate the Hulk. And at the end, like right before the credits, you can see that he's like kind of learned how to trigger it whenever he wants.
And they expand
And then
upon that.
and then in this movie, and then they expand upon that
In
in
Avengers.
Avengers, where he's like, I'm always angry, can
Yeah.
control the Hulk. And then this movie, he jumps out of a plane and just face plants. And it's like, oh, that was the point. That was the point where
Yeah.
everyone laughed. I went, you fucking stupid marks.
I mean,
Way to just say, oh, yeah, no, and then just for a joke, so he
I
can grab
can-
a wolf by the tail.
So, yeah, I mean, you're right. It was bad. It was just stupid.
Yeah.
If they had explained it, if they had said, well, I've kind of lost some control over
Yeah,
it
like-
because I haven't been
I guess
around
they
for
were
2
trying
years.
to make that point with the
Yeah,
2
but-
years thing.
But we had too much time of Mark Ruffalo being like, aliens, am I right? My pants are filled with
Oh, my
diarrhea.
pants are too tight. I'm gonna grab my crotch a lot.
I'm gonna grab my crotula in front of Loki, and I'm gonna be so scared of him. I'm gonna be so scared.
Are you You seem familiar to me.
Yeah, she's like,
It's-
do I know you? Did I suck your big green dick? Like, they totally fucked.
Like,
All right, good night, everybody.